Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. And today in this video I have here for you 2005 Toyota Tundra SR5, and let's go and do something simple. What's about engine oil and filter change? And this truck was just driven, that means the engine oil will nicely flow out of that oil pan. That's perfect. Here you can see that this year and this truck is equipped with that famous reliable V8 4.7 liter i4s, right? And when I still have access here, what I will do, I will pull the dipstick out, and I'm always curious how much oil was there, right? Just to know if it's consuming oil. So I'm checking, it's nicely on the top mark. This is fantastic. So it looks this engine is not consuming any oil. I can put this on the side, and I will also undo this filler cap. This filler cap is very nice because it's giving us perfect information what belongs in this engine. And as you can see, it's a 5W30 non-synthetic oil. So now I'm ready to lift the truck up in the air and start working underneath it. Truck is nicely in the air. I want to show you that a skid plate is in my way. I could have drained the oil from the pan, but that will be the only oil and not the filter. The pan is in the way of removing filter, so I will start with removing that. And that means I have to remove 5 12mm bolts. 1, 2, 3. This one is actually missing. We will see later if it's stripped inside. 4 and 5. So let's go for it. I will start. I finished with these two because the front actually has a hanger here, so it's easier to deal with it. Alright, now I can lower the back and unhook the front. Give me just a second here. Alright, you can see those hooks probably right here. Right, these are holding the front of the skid plate. And here you actually can see the location of engine oil filter, and that was a reason for removing that skid plate. So let's continue. And I have nicely prepared here my oil catching pan. So all I need is 14mm socket to loosen that drain bolt. And now I have to carefully open this area for the oil to get out. And I hope you can see nicely that that oil is very, very dark, and it was definitely due to the replacement. Here you can see that drain bolt, but as you can see there's not that washer. So let's go look on the pan. The washer, it's probably stuck on the bottom of the pan. Let's see if I can zoom it there for you. And here you go. Yeah, it's right there. So I will be removing that later. And now if you want to be really perfect, you let it drain for a while. And it's time for me hit the road jack and go to the dealer, get original Toyota filter. This truck seems to be in really great shape, and I believe it deserves original engine oil filter. So 40 minutes later, the oil stopped dripping, so it was time to remove that old gasket. You can see here, this is some kind of copper one. This is not original Toyota, but it was working good because it wasn't leaking. I will be definitely putting Toyota one. I can see somebody put some junk here. So if I want to have it perfect, I have to clean that first. This is how original Toyota gasket looks like, right? It's a blue, nicely fits on that bolt. So now I'm happy and I can do it correctly, right? And install it. I will start with tightening it by the hand. Here you can see my torque wrench, and you can see that I like to use 40 Newton meters, right? 40. So let's see. And you heard it. It's a 39.3. That's good for me. Now I can finally move that catch pan, right? Oil catch pan underneath that engine oil filter. Hopefully you can see the details. And hopefully the filter was correctly installed, which means it was installed only by the hand. Oh yeah, and I will be able to release it. This one was actually, and I'm sure you saw it, this one was actually a little bit scary loose. Wow, but again, it wasn't leaking. The gasket did a good job, so no problem. And from windshield, that sticker, right, I saw it was done by the local loop station. The filter, it's a Napa filter. It's a good size, right, it's big. But I always prefer to install original Toyota engine oil filters. Normally when this dripping slows down, I will go ahead and carefully remove that filter. Yep, it's good. And I have to wait a little bit more when it really stops to install the new one, which means I have time to show you in detail that engine oil filter housing. Look at it. That's where I will be screwing on that new one. Of course, first I will completely clean that area. The housing is perfectly clean. Here comes time for original Toyota filter, right? So this is the order number or part number. All you know that this filter, right? It's big, it's a large size. Also has this plastic cover, which obviously I have to remove. The cover is to protect from dust getting in, and also it protects that pre-lubricated rubber gasket. So once again, quick wipe here, because it's still a little bit leaking, right? Tiny bit, but I don't have to lubricate it. This is done already, and I will start by hand only installing that filter. And as I said, you are not using any wrenches, it's by hand only, and it's there. And look how great it looks. Original Toyota filter. I definitely prefer it this way. Now let me show you detail of that engine oil. I'm pretty sure that you will agree that this was due. I can start lowering this truck. Some of you might remind me, hey, you forgot the skid plate, right? What's going on? Well, due to the logistics with this truck and availability of transportation, I'm not putting it back because it's actually coming tomorrow for entire timing belt job. And that hopefully you will see in different video on this channel. My next step is fill out the engine with the new oil, right? To prevent any spills, I love to use the funnel. If you own Toyota, you can buy funnel which will nicely screw in here, right? That costs approximately $30. That's a nice fancy thing. I also showed you in different videos, if you save one of these, they actually perfectly fit in that thread, right? And that will make again pouring it absolute breeze. We already discussed in this video that it requires 5W30, right? What we didn't say is how many quarts are needed for this engine. And this is big V8, right? So if I remember it correctly, when you are replacing engine oil and filter, it needs 6.5 quarts. So what I will do in this case, I will pour 6 quarts in that engine, and then I will use that dipstick to start measuring the level. By the way, I just checked out of curiosity after 5 quarts, and it was barely touching that bottom mark as a low, so I know I can continue pouring. This is the 6th one, so let's see where is the level. I wiped that dipstick, it was dry, and looking on both sides, it's slightly below this top mark. That's very good. That means my next step is removing all of this, closing the engine, right, with the cap, which I have here. And I'm ready to start it up. Obviously, also with including the dipstick, right? I'm ready to start it up and run the engine for approximately 1 minute. And when I will start it up, I will observe that engine oil pressure gauge, which is up there, and also the warning light, which needs to disappear fairly soon. So, look at the pressure. It's nicely coming up, so I know everything is fine in this case. Excuse me. Right? It's nice up. And I will let it idle for approximately 1 minute. Then I will shut off the engine, and I have to wait for minimum of 5 minutes before I will take that final measurement using this dipstick. And obviously that gives me some time, so I can go around, keep inspecting, right, the different components. I can fill this windshield wiper reservoir and so on and so on. There's always something to do around here. And this one actually took my entire bottle. It was almost empty. Perfect. I'm glad I did that. And of course I also checked underneath the truck if I don't have any leaks from that pen bolt or from the filter. And now comes the moment of the truth, right? How much oil is missing. So I will wipe it off, put it in again. Okay, carefully that I don't break it. All the way in, and my final measurement is coming right now. And if you could see the detail, it's actually on that dipstick, it's approximately halfway. And that means that the book, the manual is correct. I put 6 quarts, but it still needs half quart, and I will add it right now. Of course, again, I'm watching that scale on the side. I don't want to overfill it, and then I will have to be draining it and so on. So you want to be careful, right? Not enough. And now I will know that this procedure is perfectly done. And I already installed a reminder sticker on the windshield, right, for the next oil change. And the last 2 things remaining. Reset the maintenance interval light in the dashboard, which I will show you in different video. And of course you always have to go for the test drive. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoy it. Maybe one day you will change your own engine oil on your Tundra. Make sure you are subscribed because I have way more videos coming your way soon. Thanks for watching and have a great day, my friend.